if you remember correctly, I spent the last 2 episodes telling you about why I decided to homeschool. So now that that's all out the way, I think it's time to start answering some of your very valid questions, and I will be doing that today. So, one of the biggest questions that I get from parents that they've made the decision, they definitely want to homeschool. The biggest question that I get is, where do we start? Now, that is a really difficult question. It's one that I asked myself, and it was very difficult to get the answers to this question. But I want to tell you to stay calm, because there is an answer, and it does get easier as you get into it and find your feet and your rhythm. Everything eventually does get easier. I know you feel overwhelmed now because you've made the decision, but you don't know where to start. But I promise you, there is always a light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, so the first question you have to ask yourself is, what language is your kids or your kid educated in? So that obviously in South Africa it's a thing because it's Afrikaans and English. So you need to decide that before you look at anything else. Then once you know, okay, I'm going to go with English or Afrikaans, you can choose your curriculum. So obviously in South Africa, the main curriculum is CAPS, but there's obviously options to choose any other curriculum in the world. The world is your oyster. You can literally do whatever you want. You just got to find then obviously your resources for whatever curriculum you choose. So number one, you're going to decide what language you're going to use. And then number two, you need to decide on a curriculum. We are on Cambridge, English. I chose to move away from CAPS, but obviously being in South Africa, you will probably find the most resources for the CAPS curriculum because it is the South African curriculum, like right here, on hand. When you start moving away from CAPS, then it is a little bit more difficult to get your hands on the resources, but it's really not that hard. It obviously depends on the curriculum that you choose. Then it is really important to, when you choose a curriculum, like for instance, in America, they use inches instead of meters and centimeters. They use gallons instead of liters. They use dollars instead of rand. In the UK, they use pounds. So there's like those little things that you've got to think about when you choose your curriculum. What I do with the kids, if it's a question with pounds or dollars, I just tell them to pretend that it's an R. So even if it is $1, just make it 1 rand or whatever. But we stuck to meters, kilometers, liters, milliliters, kilograms, grams. We stuck to that because I feel like that is more relevant for most of the world than the way that the Americans do it. Then another important question that you've got to ask yourself is, do you want to school at home or do you want to homeschool? I know it's the same, it sounds like it's the same thing, but it's not completely the same thing. When you school at home, you basically following a platform and basically doing everything they tell you to do, and then you don't put anything else in, or you literally just follow a platform and the curriculum on the platform. When you homeschool, it is a little bit different because you basically set up your own thing. And yes, you still use platforms and resources and whatever you can get your hands on, but you're sort of more on like your own schedule and, following your own head and doing your own thing. that is still applicable for your kids' level and where they're at and what they're doing and how they're learning. So when I started, I chose a platform. First decided Cambridge, then I chose a platform, which the kids absolutely loved, except for Roxy, because she is a black and white, typical left brain child. She likes to have a book and highlight and those kind of things. And this was very much based on video learning. I loved it. It was so thorough. The way that everything was explained was so thorough. Did I ever feel like there wasn't enough bookwork, like writing and those kind of things? But to start off with, it was absolutely a brilliant platform. And for us to get into it, it was like it eased us into the whole homeschooling thing. And it was called Think Digital. I will add all the links. You can just go back and then go read up on the platforms. Then we switched because, like I said, I felt like we needed more bookwork, more writing, a little bit more than just videos. And I wanted to bring back something that's a bit more formal. And I did that. And it's been great. And I'm so thankful that I did do that, because that made me realize that's not what I want. So we're currently on Cambry Learn, and we're going to finish this year with Cambry Learn. But I've learned so much through my journey this year with Cambry Learn that I now have an even different, better vision of exactly what I want to do. But Cambry Learn's also been great. So they have a lot of bookwork, a lot of videos, a lot of live lessons, interaction with other children. Depending on how you do it, you can follow their schedule or you can follow your own schedule. It's completely up to you. There's assignments and tests that needs to be written and then scanned and sent back to them, and then they mark it. So there's a lot of things on Cambry Learn that was so helpful and so amazing. And the support is really amazing, but they've also made me realize what I want to do next year. So I will talk to you about what I'm going to do next year a little bit later. For now, I just want to try help you to get the basics done. Step 1, step 2, step 3. So your third thing that you're going to do is you're going to find a platform that's going to help you. I know in South Africa, a lot of homeschool centers and a lot of South African people use Ampak. The only thing with Ampak is they are CAPS curriculum, which is great because it's South Africa. And apparently it's a wonderful platform. I can't tell you anything about it because I've been on there, but I've never used it. So I know Ampak is a huge platform in South Africa. So yes, I will put all the links to all the sites that I mentioned today in the description box below, and then you are welcome to go and have a look at it. I hope this was helpful. It literally is your first basic steps towards making the very important, vital decisions of your first ever experience of switching to homeschooling, or just like where to start and not sit with your hands in your hair. Just got to take a deep breath. You've got to decide what you want to do, how you want to do it, what curriculum you want to choose, how do you want to do it, what type of platform, do you even want to join a platform, do you just want to buy books, do you just want to do everything yourself? I personally like the fact that I've joined platforms for the first 2.5 years because I'm not a teacher and I had no clue where to start. So the experience that I got from the platforms has just been amazing, and it's taught me so much. So now I feel like I'm like ready to just get out there and explore more with homeschooling instead of schooling at home. So those are the questions you need to ask yourself. Do a bit of research. There's so much available on YouTube, and there's so much to be able to read about homeschooling. If you can answer those first 3-4 basic questions, then you can start. You literally don't have to have a whole year planned ahead and just feel like you just got to know everything before you start, because that is not how it works. It literally works with get your first 3 things in place, and then after that you just start and you learn as you go with your children. And that's the only way to do it, because no one knows what they're going to take to, what you're going to take to, what's going to be easy, what's going to be hard. Trial and error until you get there. Okay guys, so thank you for watching my live chat today, and I hope it was helpful, especially for those moms whose heart is pulling towards homeschooling but it has no idea where to start. I am looking forward to your comments and your questions, and I promise I will try answer as much as I can. It's actually very nice for me to talk about this because of the experience that we've had over the past couple of years. So hope that you are well, and I will chat to you soon. Bye.